Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to walk you through all of the basic settings and look at some of the different things you can do on the Casio Illuminator Model QW-3502 watch. Now I understand some of you might not be wanting to see all of this. In the description of the video I will put chapters so you can go to whatever chapter you're interested in seeing. Let's go ahead and get started with the most basic thing, and that's setting the time and the date on the watch. To set the time and date on this watch, we need to make sure we're in timekeeping mode. Your mode button is the bottom left button on the watch. If you press it a couple times, you've got a few different modes. Timekeeping is where you have to be if you want to adjust your time and date. While we're in timekeeping mode, we're going to start by pressing and holding the top left button on the watch. After a couple seconds, you will see a blinking indicator. Each blinking indicator that you see, whatever is blinking, that is the configuration you can change. The first thing we can change is our seconds. Now, if we press the mode button, it will progress us to a different setting. If you wanted to reset your seconds, we're going to basically be using the mode button and the bottom right button. Seconds are blinking. If I wanted to reset those to 0, press the bottom right button, and that will reset the seconds to 0. Now I've set my seconds, let's press the mode button. It'll take us to our hours. If I want to adjust my hours, I'm going to press the bottom right button. So let's set our time. Once we've got our hour set, we're going to press the mode button. It'll take us to our minutes. Again, you can press and hold. Get your minutes set, press the mode button again. It'll take you to your year. Again, you have to use this bottom right button to adjust your year. Press the mode button again. It'll take you to your month. Press the mode button another time, it'll take you to your date. If we press the mode button another time, it just takes us right back to our seconds. We've successfully gone through all of the time and date settings. We're going to simply press the top left button to get out of there, and we've successfully adjusted our time and date. If you want to switch your time display on this watch between 12 or 24-hour format, it's a little bit tricky because you really can't see which one you're in unless it's PM at your given location. If you're in 12-hour format, you will see the P indicated on the screen. If you want to go to 24-hour format while you're in your timekeeping mode, simply press the bottom right button and it will toggle you. Now I'm in 24-hour format. Now I'm in 12-hour format. This watch has 5 different alarms, 1 snooze alarm, an hourly chime, and what's cool about the alarms is you can set them so that they go off every day, or you can set them to repeat monthly, or you can even set it to repeat just once a year. And I'm going to show you how to do that. At a glance, you can see whether or not you have any of your 5 alarms on because you will see an indicator down here over the given alarm that's on. In my case, I don't have any alarms turned on. Press the mode button, it's the bottom left button, one time. That'll take you into your alarm mode. And then you can see which alarm you're on. Alarm number 1, if I want to progress to the next one, I can press the bottom right button. Alarm 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the hourly signal. On any one of the alarms, if I simply want to turn it on, I'll go to the given alarm. I'm on alarm number 3. Let's say I want to turn this one on, and I simply just press the adjust button. And now I've successfully turned on that alarm. If I press adjust again, turns it off. The one caveat of that is if you're on alarm number 1, if I turn it on, it's on. And if I press adjust again, I've set a snooze alarm. Alarm number 1 is your only alarm that has a snooze option. And what snooze does is the alarm will go off multiple times on the given day that it goes off, versus a traditional alarm that will just go off the one time and then it won't go off again until the next time it's supposed to go off. But that's how you turn on the snooze alarm. So what if you want to adjust the time? You want to go to the alarm that you want to adjust. So for this example, let's say we want to adjust the time of alarm number 2. While we're on that alarm, we're going to press and hold the top left button, and that will take us into the settings for that alarm. Now I can use the bottom right button to adjust my hours. If I press the mode button, bottom left button, it'll take me to my minutes. I could press and hold it down if I wanted to go faster. If I press the mode button again, if I leave it as is, this alarm will repeat every day. But I could choose a given month So let's say February. If I press mode again and choose a day, the 5th, now this alarm is set so that it will only go off on February 5th of every year at 5:10 a.m. If I wouldn't have set a month and just picked a day, it would have gone off every month on the 5th day of the month. Set it the way you want. If you press mode again, it's just going to take you back to your hour. Once you've got it set, simply press the top left button and you've successfully adjusted the alarm value. You can have multiple alarms on at once, so you can see right now I've got alarm number 1 and alarm number 2 on without the other alarms on. Now we've got our alarm set. What about the hourly chime? Setting your hourly chime is pretty much the same as the alarms. You just have to be on the hourly chime value. So from our main timekeeping mode, we're going to press the mode button one time to go back into our alarm settings. This time, instead of landing on one of the alarm values, we're going to press the bottom right button and we're going to keep cycling through them all. It should be at the end here. You'll see a value that looks like this. This one that doesn't have an hour indicator is your hourly signal. All you're going to do on this one, there's no setting other than turning it on or turning it off. So if you want to turn on the hourly signal, simply go to your alarm mode, go to your hourly signal, press the top left button, and you've successfully turned on the hourly signal. If you want to test or listen to your alarm, all you have to do is go to the alarm mode. And while you're in the alarm mode, we're going to press and hold the bottom right button. Once you let go of it, it'll stop. That's how you can test and listen to your alarm. If you're finding this video helpful or you're enjoying this content, I'd really appreciate if you take a second and hit that like and subscribe button at the bottom. Really helps out my channel. It gets my content to other watch enthusiasts out there. So thanks in advance if you do that. This watch has a countdown timer mode. If you wanted to get to that mode, you're going to simply press the mode button 2 times from your main timekeeping mode. First time takes you to alarms. Second time takes you to your timer mode. You can set a timer of anywhere from 1 minute to 24 hours. When you see the all zeros, that's 24 hours. To start your countdown timer, you're simply going to press the bottom right button. That's your start, your pause, resume, and then your stop. While it's stopped, if you want to reset it back to the default value, you're simply going to press the top left button. That resets you back to your default value so you can start back over. Like most other Casio watches, you do not have to stay in the timer mode in order for it to be working. So you can see I've got my countdown timer working. I'm going to go to Stopwatch, wherever I want to go, back to timekeeping. The countdown timer is still running in the background. I'll go ahead and stop it and reset it. What if you don't want your default value to be 24 hours? How do you adjust that? While you're in timer mode and it is not running, you're going to press and hold the top left button. After a couple seconds, you'll see a blinking hour indicator. That's how you can adjust your hour value. You're going to use the bottom right button while it's blinking to change it to whatever hour value you want. If you want no hours, you just want to do a minute countdown timer, you would want to set this at 0. Once you've got your hour value set, you're going to press the bottom left button. That will move you to your minutes. And again, you would adjust your minutes the same way using the bottom right button. Once you've got it set correctly, you can simply press the top left button and you've successfully adjusted the default time of your countdown timer. So now, whenever I start my countdown timer and reset it, instead of 24 hours, it's set to 5 minutes. Now the way this is set, at the end of 5 minutes, the countdown timer will go off and then it will just stop. If you wanted it to automatically restart, you can set that as well. So instead of leaving it like this, we're going to go back into the settings mode, press and hold the top left button. While we're in the settings mode, you're simply going to press the top right button and you will see that you've turned on the auto reset. Again, you would press the top left button to get out of there. Now you've set a 5-minute timer, but at the end of 5 minutes, it will beep, and then after it beeps, it will reset and start another 5-minute timer automatically. When you're done with your timer mode, you would simply just press the mode button a few times, get you back to your main timekeeping mode, and that's a look at the countdown timer mode. This watch does have a stopwatch mode. Stopwatch can go for 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 59.99 seconds. To get to your stopwatch mode, you're going to press the mode button 3 times from your main timekeeping mode, and that will take you to your stopwatch mode. You should see a ST in the top left here. Start your stopwatch, you're going to use the bottom right button. That's going to be your start, pause, resume, and then while it's stopped, if you want to reset it, you're going to press the top left button, and that will reset you back to zeros. You can leave the stopwatch running in the background. So for example, if I go to a different mode, my stopwatch will be running, but if you're in the middle of a split time, it will erase your split. So you want to take note of that. If you wanted to record a split while your stopwatch is running, you're going to simply press the top left button. There's my split value. You can see that the stopwatch is still running in the background. If I want to release my split, simply press the top left button again, and I'm back to the regular stopwatch. I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to reset it. If you're trying to record 2 different runners, both your runners start running, you're going to start your stopwatch. When your first runner finishes, you're going to press the top left button. Basically just like recording a split. There's the time of my first runner. My second runner is still running. When they finish, I'm going to press the bottom right button, and now I've got my first runner's value. If I want to see my second runner's value, I'm going to press the top left button, and that's the time of my second runner. And then I'm going to press the top left button again, and reset it back to 0. Basic stopwatch functionality. That's how it works on this watch. When you're done, you're simply going to press the mode button twice, get back to your main timekeeping mode. This watch has a dual time mode that will allow you to look at the time in a different time zone versus your home screen that's going to have your current time zone. The way we do that is we're going to use the mode button here. Each time you press it, it'll take you to a different mode. You'll get to a mode that says DT, and that'll show you the second time zone that you're viewing. So you can see my second time zone is 6:11 a.m. versus my current time zone, which is 1:31 p.m. So all it does is it gives you a different glimpse at a different time zone. If you want to adjust that time zone value, you're going to simply press and hold the top left button while you're on the dual time mode, and it'll basically take you into the settings for that time. Now this isn't like your G-Shocks or other watches that have home cities that you have to pick from. You have to manually set the time. So let's say, for example, the second time zone I want to look at, the time there is 4:30 p.m. I'm going to use the bottom right button to adjust my hours. Once I've got my hours set, I'm going to press the mode button, which is the bottom left button. That will take me to my minutes. I could set those again using the bottom right button. Press the mode button another time, it will take me back to my hour. You cannot reset the seconds in the dual time mode. You can reset seconds in your timekeeping mode, but not in the dual time mode. Once you've got it set correctly, press the top left button, and we've successfully adjusted our dual time and looked at the dual time. And again, once you're done with it, you can simply press the mode button to take you back to your main timekeeping mode. Like most Casio watches, the backlight on this watch has its own button. It's the top right button. There's no settings for the backlight, so unlike some G-Shocks where you can adjust the backlight time from 2 seconds to 4 seconds, this one has a predefined time. I'm going to simply press the top right button. You can see the backlight here. Let me turn off my overhead light. Maybe you'll get a better view of it. But that is the backlight. Unfortunately, it does not have the auto backlight functionality so that you can turn on the backlight whenever you tilt your wrist towards you. If you want to turn on the backlight, you're always going to have to press the top right button. All right, so that concludes our look at the Casio Illuminator QW-3502 watch. I hope you enjoyed the video. The only thing else I was going to mention about this watch, it has a 10-year battery life, but if you did want to replace the battery, it does not have a screw down case back. You've got 4 screws back here that you can undo. It takes a CR2032 lithium battery if you ever needed to change out the battery. I hope you found the video helpful. As always, likes and subscriptions are appreciated. Thanks for watching.